Hey folks, Nos here. We're we're playing with our no plot noob again. See what we can get done. Maybe work on some of our skills and stuff today. Maybe do some weapon skills. I'm planning on streaming for roughly 2 hours or so today. Just see what we can get done. Do a little exploring around. Um, let's see what we got here. Um, Oh, I need to get my chat up and running. Excuse me one moment. I didn't realize my chat wasn't running. Looks like we're logged in. But the chat's still not working. Oh, looks like we're up and running. Okay. So let's look at our skills real quick. Bow is about where we left it. Great swords is up to 5. We're almost tripping 6. Our heavy torso is at 6. Medium arms. So gloves and arms were the last pieces we put together last week or the last time we were on. So they're just now starting to level, and they're at level 2. Our helm is at 5. Our boots are at 5. Let's see. Torso at 6. Where's our legs? Oh, pants, duh. Pants are at 5. So pants, helm are at 5. Boots are at 5. Chest is at 6. That was the first piece we made, right? So, okay. So, let's look at it again real quick. Let's check out our crafting skills. Crafting skills. Armor smithing is halfway to 2. Blacksmithing halfway to 7. Carpentry is almost to 5. Charcuterie is almost to 7. Fletching is almost to 3. Cooking, leather working, quarter of the way through 5th. Mining is doing pretty well. Skinning's climbing pretty well. Wood cutting almost to 10th. So at the rate we're going, we'll be in iron tools pretty soon. So that'll be nice. Weaponsmithing 4, tailoring 3, winemaking and brewing we haven't touched, just like jewel crafting and the baking. So without having any sort of baking and jewel crafting tables or anything like that here, we can't really move that along. So I don't know if that'll change. Perhaps when they do the revamp of jewel crafting and alchemy, perhaps we'll see new tables added to this place. It's hard to say. Okay, let's while we're here, let's check the market and see if anybody has added any tools. We've got bronze, 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 bronze. More bronze. We We have some tempered iron that's kind of expensive. So maybe that we have to make a run into another zone or something. The other day we ran into gnomes. Perhaps today we can run up into Tricassus and see what's going on up there. Um, so I think we should work on a wood cutting, get it up to 10, and then we'll make the run, perhaps. So let's eat our food. Um, I'll look for something real quick. That's weird. I see what's going on. 1 second, please. Please stand by as we're experiencing technical difficulties. Okay, here we go. I think we've got everything situated. We got our food. Gather some wood. I think what we'll do is we'll gather up some wood, probably smelt down the copper and tin that I've got, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully this tree is not so big that we can't. Too hard. Denied. All the more reason to get a iron axe. Hey Athena, another plotless day. Yep, we're running at it. We're going to try to level up some crafting skills today, and then maybe make a run up into Tricassus and see what's up there for maybe some iron tools and stuff, since looks like we're starting to outgrow our bronze stuff. How is your day going? Are y'all running anything this afternoon? I know Boyd and him have been doing some other. Gotcha. I know Void and them have been doing some other games and stuff. Was it Ashes of Creation? I think was one of them y'all were playing, maybe. Yeah, he's mentioned it a few times, so seems pretty excited about it. We've got a run tonight at 8 Eastern. I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna do yet. We've got a few people out of town and stuff right now, so probably not doing a dungeon run. We may just do some overland stuff. What was your take on the Q&A from yesterday? I stuck around in Void's Pax Cast for a little bit yesterday, but I was pretty distracted. We had a lot of stuff going on at work, so I kind of had it going on in the background. So I know several people were making fun of the backlog soon, or I don't remember what the other one was that they threw out their time frame was. Ashes is high fantasy with dragons, giant ogres, and like I'm more into low fantasy like Pax. Yeah, I think each setting has its thing. I mean, with the system that we have, I think PAX is this setting is perfect for mechanics wise for a low fantasy system. Not to say that I don't like a high fantasy system, but you definitely need to have, or setting, you just need to have the setting to work with it. And PAX doesn't really have that. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for watching that. It was kind of long. I get a wee bit long-winded when I get to talking about stuff. I get, what I have in my head kind of planned out, and then the next thing you know, I'm at the half-hour mark, and I don't feel like I've covered half of what I was supposed to. So There we go, wood cutting 10. You were viewer number 2. Well, thank you very much for that. Your patronage is greatly appreciated. I don't think I can cut any of those. Yeah, I saw his. I make a point of kind of watching a lot of other videos on Saturday mornings, and I know he always releases his stuff on Saturdays, so I usually kind of watch his stuff, kind of skim through it, depending on what he's talking about and stuff. So. I had seen some of the European streamers had done some videos as well and stuff. So, what are you doing in game currently? I mean, do you have any projects that you're working on actively? You know, some crafting, is there redoing some builds or anything like that? Or what is keeping you busy in game, if anything? Gotcha. That's quite a bit of boiled leather for that kind of process, if I remember correctly. Oops. So are you working on your crafting any right now? I would assume so if you're upgrading your tables. Gotcha. Have you thought about like when release comes out? Oh, you buy the advanced tools on the market? Gotcha. Um, have you thought about what craft you may focus on when 1.0 drops? I know I'm still I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know what I want to do. We've got a few people that are like, they have already uh, picked their path, I guess per se. But I'm still not exactly sure what I want to do. Gotcha. That was close one. Quartz, lily, topaz. Yeah, I feel like not knowing what we still don't. It sounds like consumables are going to get a real good pass for this PvP feudal system roadmap that they're talking about. So, um, you know, sounds like maybe the cooking and winemaking, brewing are probably going to get a good shakedown. It sounds like alchemy and jewel crafting. I mean, we need jewel crafting needed something, and it sounds like they're going to get a pretty good shakedown with whatever it is that they're planning on adding to do that item power in enchant thing, and then you throw that in with the alchemy and stuff. It sounds like all of those pieces are going to get a nice massaging, and then it sounds like at some point the bows and the fletching are going to get a good shakeout as well. So I think once that happens, that really will be kind of the last pieces that the crafting really need as far as buttoning it up and having it ready. So I guess we'll see how that shakes out. I'm interested to see what they do with consumables. It sounds like the cooking and all those things with the changes that they're planning on making. It sounds like that could be pretty interesting. So looks like we still have some room for some wood. So I'm pretty excited to see what they wind up giving us with this feudal roadmap that they keep referring to. So at least I'm hoping for good things. Even if the majority of it currently is probably going to be revolving around the PvP end of things. Alright, this should be good enough for the time being. Alright, let's see what I can make. I gotta say, I was really hoping on Friday to get some kind of announcement that was going to be like Here it comes. The Leoness 2.0 patch is coming in 2 weeks or something like that. So, um, but looks like we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for that. I did like it sounds like they're planning on doing lots of small updates, like little incremental updates, especially as far as providing like props and stuff for the for your houses and stuff. They're going to drop in the RP clothes. It sounds like, which I'm sure is going to make a lot of people happy. Um, and then being able to dress your houses up a little bit. I know we've got a couple people at 24V. Couldn't record more until we're on. Gotcha. Um, I'm we've got a couple people that some people are in the clan, and then we've got one friend of the clan, Zivin, who she does some really amazing builds, and um, she's been going around. I think she's made an entire circuit of Karis so far, and just exploring and finding like really what she thinks are really inspirational builds and stuff. And I gotta sneeze. Oh, bless me. And she she's been really excited to hear about all the additional props and stuff that are coming. So it'll be interesting to see what she winds up coming up with. And then Age in our clan, she's huge on building and stuff like that as well. So I'm sure she's going to come up with some really interesting stuff with her builds once they add those additional props in. Excuse me. Okay, so we got some more bronze. Can make some sheets. This will make some airheads. Is that gonna do me any good? Because I can't even make bronze arrows. I imagine if I got another level or so when fletching, it would probably open up. But at any rate, five, two. Huh. Oops. So if I wanted to level up armor smithing, it looks like getting another level probably in armor smithing and then making boots would probably be the thing to do. For weapons, what's going to be easiest thing? Bars. Bars are expensive. Crazy expensive now. None of those are going to be easy to make. It looks like weaponsmithing is going to be difficult no matter what I try to do. So I'm pretty sure a spike is like a bar or something, maybe? 2 bars. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So... I usually record my stuff as in some ways it helps me think through everything. I mean, I like doing it, one, because I feel like hopefully I'm helping people figure things out. And two, it, like I said, it feel like it helps me work all the internal stuff out myself. So that's always a good thing in my head. So all right, so we've got that. We wanted to level our carpentry. We could do straw. It wouldn't be very difficult at all. Could probably also do the short wood stock so we can actually make arrows. What do I need? Let's check it and see. So, basic fletching, short wood stock. We could do flint. Probably have some resin stash somewhere, maybe. I wonder how much XP we'd get for making a wooden arrow. 384. It's like 25 XP. It's not bad, truthfully. Let's see what we have. Well, I got enough flint to make 4 sets of arrows. So let's do that. See what happens. Nice. Mine always seem to be hit or miss. Certain things seem to like go really well, other things kind of fall flat. Wow. Not a single one of those actually panned out. That's rough. So much for that plan. Let's see, what else can we got all this wood. Need to do something with it. Let's make some short wood stock real quick. I don't know. I haven't looked to see what my videos are at. Ah. Guess I could pull that up while I'm making some wood stock here. Let's see. Hopefully this isn't like... Yeah. Content. I have 22 videos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 of those are 100 plus views. That's the long form. Short form, I have another 20 videos, and several of those are over 100. So the day that we did verse 3, when verse 3 went live, I had almost 200 views on that video. I've got 50 live stream videos, so it's weird. There are certain videos is like, I don't even think, like, one of the ones that seemed to do the best was one that I didn't even like try to promote in the least, and it was during verse 2. We had some friends that had built a place over in Playdon, and they had built a slide using the roof sections, and they had basically worked it out and angled it all out. So basically you slid down the side of this mountain, and then it shot you out, like just zipped you flying, and most of the time you would hit in this little pond and you were okay. We we had one video with Nickel, and she comes zinging out, and it's like, you're just watching the side of this mountain, right? And all of a sudden this body appears, like sipping through the sky, and she hit the water, and it's like, you could just hear her chuckling in the background on the Discord and stuff. And then some others that were in our clan, Frank and Sasha, they tried it, and needless to say, they did not hit the pond. I think one hit the rocks on one side of the pond, and somebody else hit the rocks on the other side of the pond. It was pretty hilarious. Luckily, somebody was still up at the top to res their bodies. So, but that little video, and it's probably like 45 seconds long. That little video had like 200 views on it, and like I said, I didn't even promote it except sharing it on our Discord itself. So people just kept watching it over and over again. So it was kind of fun. So those are the things that make me really enjoy the game, are those little kind of treasures, I guess. Let's see. So we just bumped we bump our carpentry up. Is that what I saw? Carpentry went to 6 or 7, maybe 6. Yeah, 6. So is there anything cool we can make with? Oh, we can make sand from nice. Huge slide into the water. Ah, okay. I've seen some people do these like crazy high dives and stuff, and Age had, in our place on verse 2, she had a really nice pool area made. It had like a swim up bar and a little cabana area off to the side, and a little diving board and all that stuff. But she had made a high dive off of one of the towers that was next to it as well and stuff. So that one was kind of fun. So I haven't seen the Golden Company slide though. That's something I'll have to look for. That's pretty interesting. So unintended things you can do with building in the game. Alright, so carpentry's at 6. What can we do cooking wise? I need some tallow, which I do not have. Excuse me. Let's see. We got our... Which gold I have? 75 gold. So I did get my mining and my wood chopping to 10. Sorry, let me check this real quick. Nothing of consequence. So we could get some new tools if we made a trip up to Tracaris. Well, let's make some arrows. And fill our quiver, perhaps, see how that goes. Pick up some more blueberries. I'm almost out of blueberries. Video that was armor and a pointy stick versus bandit camp. It did well. That's nice. Yeah, stuff like that always seems to do pretty well. Before, I don't think I had a video of it. Victoria got on me because I didn't have a video of it. She said I should have it. We used to do the bears with pointy sticks. And it was doable before they kind of screwed with things a little bit more, but you could do quite a bit with the pointy stick back in the day. When the bears weren't skulls, it would like pretty much one-shot you if you were in your underwear. So bronze arrowheads. Let's maybe make some arrows before we leave. Bronze arrowheads. Take a couple shots at it and see if we can make something. Yeah, why not? My nose is all stuffed up. I don't know if it's from mowing the yard today or what. Oh, look, a bot. I'm not having a whole lot of luck on the crafting stuff tonight. It's no bueno. Oh, so close to getting the blacksmithing up one more. Make a couple of sheets and see if we can push over. Doesn't look like it. Oh well. See if we can make some arrows. They look like they were going to be really difficult though. But let's see. Got 25 chances at least. Oh, first one. Wow. That was a massive amount of XP. Ooh, that would have been Mastercraft arrows. Not sure what Mastercraft arrows would do for you, but that makes you wonder. Will they do something like that? Will they change? Will stuff like arrows and stuff have item power? Do they now? I didn't even look. They don't. Well, they do have the tier thing listing, but that's about it. All right. Have a great night. Thank you for dropping in. I appreciate the conversation. Sweet dreams and sleep well. What time is it? 10 to 6. Excuse me. Alright. I think we will retire the wooden arrows and start using our upgraded arrows. What do we need for our fine coarse wood? I don't even know what I'm using, just a coarse wood. So I need coarse bow stave, some sinew. So I need 10 sinew. I don't know if I have any sinew in my bag or not. Let's take a look and see. This is where we wish we had searching. Do not see sinew. See a lot of other stuff, but none of that. All right. Oh, that's lard. So we do have lard. I don't remember what we could use lard for. Let's take a look real quick. Lard was used. Links? Yeah, we need deer shank. And intestines. Do we have intestines? We got a few intestines, not much. We'll leave it be for the time being. Oh, my nose. They're all stuffed up. It's horrible. Alrighty then. Oh, to Tracassus we go. Yeah. Is anybody else out there want to talk? I don't know that I've got anybody else watching. Down to 2. Yeah. I was pretty sure there was a buck around here somewhere. Oh well. We should probably fight some stuff along the way, right? Hey, Taco. How are you? Feeling better, I hope. Gotta miss you guys. With you guys being MIA and Brill being overseas, it's kind of like, where is everybody? So, but I understand that things do happen. So, I hope things have calmed down enough that you guys can catch your breath a little bit. They're mostly I'll be on tonight's run. I'm not sure what we're doing tonight. I'm just going to give you a heads up because we've got several folks that are out for different odds and ends and stuff. So, but you're more than welcome to join in on whatever we wind up doing. I know we've been trying to get a named token for Erone's shield. So, so we may be fighting ghosts and stuff. So, that'll be probably good for leveling up gear and stuff if you want to do that. But feel free to come on 8 p.m. Eastern. So. Sounds good. That was not enough XP to be worth the actual effort or the arrows. Well, welcome to the stream, bud. This is an alt character for me. Um, I'm playing it as if he doesn't have any plots. So he doesn't have the ability to do any building uh, of his own and stuff, which limits some stuff. Um, but thanks for joining the stream. We'll be doing some runs and stuff tonight, later tonight, around 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be doing some hunting and stuff as a group, so you can see some of the combat then if you've got the time. This is starter gear. Here, let me show you. So you can see it's kind of a mixed bag of gear. I'm wearing a leather headpiece that has this kill mark ability on it. I've got a chest piece that is bronze. It's more of a tanking kind of piece of gear, and I mix it up with some leather leg pieces that have some healing ability built into them, and I have leather boots that have a speed buff built into them as well. And then I've got some other gear. So these four pieces have spell abilities built into them. Then the bracers and hands don't. Um, you can, if you look, you'll see medium helm skill. So each piece of gear has a skill related to it, and it's based off. So there's light, medium, heavy. So you have a light chest piece, medium chest piece, a heavy chest piece, and you have to level each one. And as you level it and you hit these uh, your guideposts, basically, you can wear stronger gear and stuff. So most of it is in the guide. The guidepost is like tens, so 10, 20, 30. So when I got to 10, I could start wearing iron. At 20, I can wear wrought iron, and at 30, I can wear steel. So, and it's the same thing with the weapons. There's a whole slew of weapons. If you go to my skills here, you can see the combat skills. You have bows. Did you craft these? Or these are everything in the game is crafted. There are no drops. Well, there are no equipment drops. Let me put that down. So you're gonna um, you're gonna mine your own bronze, mine your own iron, or buy it. There's a marketplace that you can buy stuff. You can buy the gear stuff from. Um, so you craft your own stuff or have someone craft it for you, basically. There are NPCs in the game. They're all like combat NPCs, so you're all going to like fight stuff. There are no quest givers, which is a big drawback for some people, especially if you're coming from like Final Fantasy 14, WoW, or something like that, where there's, you know, guys standing on every corner with exclamation point over their head saying, "Hey, go, take this letter to Josephine and stuff." Um, oh, that's great. I'm hoping that they will eventually give us the ability to see where those public markets are on the map. I put a request in the other day for that. So, but the NPCs, they only drop materials. So There are what are called named NPCs that have abilities to drop what are called named sigils, and those are like higher tiered, uh, used to make higher tier like weapons and gear and stuff. So, and you can see, so like here's all the the weapons. Here's the armor: heavy, light armor, medium armor. Light armor is typically used for healing. Um, the heavy is for tanking. Medium is kind of just it sits in between the two, gives you a good mix of both. Crafting skills: we have alchemy. If you can make potions and stuff, healing potions, stamina potions, spirit potions. There's resistance potions that you can make. Armor smithing is for metal gear. Baking is another consumable you can make. Blacksmithing basically feeds armor smithing and weapon smithing the parts that they need. Also feeds some stuff to carpentry as well, because you make nails, hinges, things of that nature. Charcuterie works well with cooking. Fletching is for bows and arrows. The jewelry making right now is kind of flat. It is getting ready to get some love uh, with some enchanting type stuff coming. Leatherworking is used to make medium gear and parts for other gear. You'll make leather bands and strings and stuff for your armor smithing and your weapon smithing as well. You got some gathering skills: mining, skinning, wood cutting. Tailoring is used to make cloth, gear, and parts that are used for other pieces of gear. And then there's your weaponsmithing. So those are your skills and stuff that you make. So you can see I've got a great sword. I'm using a great sword. I have a bow, and then I have some tools. I have a skinning knife, a chopping axe, and a mining pick. These are all bronze because my skills are low. As I get higher levels in those skills, I can use better tools. Um, so, but thanks for joining the stream. If you have any other questions and stuff, feel free to ask. I'll do my best to answer them. So, if not, sit back and just enjoy the chaos. Any magic in the game. There's healing in the game currently. There are some magic abilities, like you can see I have basically, there's no like, you don't sit there and weave a spell and stuff. There are magic abilities in your gear, like, so my chest piece has windlash, so it's kind of like if you played WoW, the Death Knight, that whole ability where they could reach out and grab somebody and jerk them to them. That's what that does. Sacrament of Strife, that is on my leather leg pants that I have. Leg pants, leather legs. And basically, as I do attacks, I heal myself. The kill mark is on my headpiece, and it's a debuff, or a debuff for the enemy, a buff for me. And then my boots have Breath of Joy on them for magic, for running faster and stuff. The healing stuff, there's a healing staff there's a couple different healing staffs that have different healing magics into them. They want to do offensive spell casting. It'll probably be built into the staff itself. Possibly some armor will have abilities into it. Pax Dei, for the most part, is what they call a low magic setting. It's not like World of Warcraft with Azeroth, where there's like, around every tree there's some sort of magical critter or someone casting a magic spell and stuff. It's very more rooted in a real reality kind of thing, and a lot of the spells are kind of looked at as almost miracles type of features and stuff. So The spellcasting stuff is not in the game yet. The offensive spellcasting stuff is not in the game yet. That will be coming soon, I believe. It's part of some of the new PvP stuff that they're adding to the game. So it becomes a balancing act anytime you add ranged to a game that is kind of predominantly more melee. You always have to worry about the the range kind of outshadowing the melee and making them kind of useless. So that's one of the things that they're most concerned about is keeping the classes, or well, not classes, but keeping the fighting styles balanced per se. You can see up here these are some of the player built structures in the game. These two here, and then off in the distance, those ruins over there are full of NPCs for fighting, and they drop like I said before, they drop materials. They drop if it's a named NPC, they'll drop sigils that can be used to make gear and stuff. So I'll show you. So this is this person's house. We can go in and look around. Building in the game is they take into account structural integrity. So you have to make sure that there's not going to be any towers built into the sky, or just throwing stuff left and right and it stands. It's got to be structurally sound for it to work. So these are some of the crafting things. There's a forge, charcoal kilns. That's an alchemy reagent distiller. So you go around, gather up all the herbs and stuff that you need, put them in here with some water and charcoal, and you get a distillate that you would use then to make potions and stuff with. These are basic furnaces. These are used to make bronze and iron and wrought iron with. This is a pottery kiln. You'd use it to make clay bricks, clay roof tiles, and there is a kind of a mosaic floor tile piece that they added recently that you can make there. It runs off of charcoal and clay. So back here is probably their kitchen. So they have a charcuterie table. There's a basic cooking hearth. You can see they can make some stuff there. Here's a bread oven. This is their alchemy table. So you can see this is the stuff you can make. Vitality, healing potions, staves for healing are made at the alchemy table. What else do they have? This is a cooking table. Yep, cooking workbench. They can make barley water. You can see that it has different stats. All the different foods and stuff have different kinds of stats on them. And then you also make the dough for the baking and stuff there. You can see they have lighting in the game. This fellow over here looks like he's got larger smelting area set up. So we have a wood chopping block. Some is similar to Conan. I've never played Conan Exiles. I know some people have kind of have referenced that when talking about this game. So you make your building supplies, planks, beams, wood stock from those, wells for water. You'll wind up having a lot of these chests and stuff because there's so many materials that you need. There's a wine barrel for making wine, a bottler for making different kinds of alcohols. It's just another consumable. These fermenters are used for making yeast and malt. And then these millstones are used for making grain or basically flour to use for the fermenters, and it's used for the baking and stuff. This guy's he's got a bunch of different distillers set up, and his alchemy lab is set up there. You can see all the different things, and this is like a small smattering of what you can make, because this is a basic distiller. There's a more advanced. There's usually more advanced tables for all the crafting once you get to a certain level, and the recipe list just winds up getting just stupid, crazy, insane. So there's a cooking hearth, workbench. And I haven't worked on any of my cooking or baking anything, so all that stuff is really low for me. This is a furnace for making. It's a more advanced, like I think you saw those, like those. Those are the basic furnaces right here, right? And you can make this stuff, so you can make 6 things with that. When you go to the big furnace, you get those 6 things, plus you get the ability to make aurum, which is gold, silver ingots, and steel. And there's a couple different kinds of glass that you can make that you have to use for alchemy, because you have to make your glass bottles for your alchemy tonics. So it gets really complicated. Here's a weaponsmith workshop, you can see. So I've actually been leveling my weaponsmithing a little bit. You can see all the different recipes that are available there. It's a carpenter's workbench. Carpenter's workbenches are used mainly for furniture pieces and like boxes. You would make these boxes at the carpenter's workbench. Excuse me. So there's like a simple chest. And a simple chest, I think, has like 28 slots. The decorated, which is what these are, will hold 35, and they require iron hinges, which is made from the forge here. So, which I don't have my blacksmithing up high enough to use. There's some more pottery kilns. Oh, they've got like a little mid-level here. So here's their tailoring table and their leatherworking table. And you can see that some of the cool stuff that they can make here. These tanning racks, you can make different kinds of leather through those. There's certain leathers you can make at the actual table, but then there's others that you have to have a rack for. And it's the same way with these looms. This is a simple loom. You can make certain claws through that, but you can also make certain claws through the tailoring table. You can see, like, I can make coarse linen cloth there, but over here I have coarse linen, coarse cotton, and coarse wool. So yeah. Oop. Drop down. Oh, beehives for honey and wax. Honey is used mainly for mead and your winemaking stuff. The wax is used for fletching, for making bow staves. It's also used for making some of the chandeliers and stuff in the houses. So you kind of, those don't have like a material requirement. You just kind of turn them on. It's like, hey, make wax. Hey, and you tell it to make this much wax. And then there's the same with honey and stuff. So I'll run over here real quick so you can see one of the NPC outposts. You can see them. These guys are called the Inquisition. And kind of like the Inquisition from old, they're kind of religious zealots. And look at everybody. Oh, these have skulls. So skulls are group content, typically. Some people with really good gear can solo them, or using cheese tactics. So, oh, that guy is not a skull. So just him is a skull. What about everybody else? Those, no skulls. So just that one dude right there is a skull. So we can take this guy. So I can show you what combat's like. Oh. Sorry, really. That was close. There was something buggy going on there. Maybe because they were standing on the hillside. And for some reason I can't level, or I can't loot that guy. Oh, all my food wore off too. That's not good. So yeah, you'd run around fighting these guys. These guys will drop gold as well, which is used for the market stalls and stuff. So you kind of have to fight these guys to get gold to be able to use the market to buy stuff. So keep that in mind as well. That up there are probably stone and iron, or those are probably copper deposits up here. You can see I just leveled up on some of my armor. So yeah, so these are nice deposits. These are stone deposit. You'd use those for well, here, it's easier for me to show you than anything. So if I mine it, you see I get nice sand. Sometimes you get gemstones from them. You'll get minerals. There's a gemstone, there's a topaz, some more sand. There's a citrine, another topaz, and then that's a copper deposit. So the sand gets used for, it gets used to make glass. You use it with lime that is made from limestone to make mortar later on for some of the higher end carpentry walls and stuff. Like if you're going to build granite or limestone walls, you'll need lime mortar for that. And then the gneiss can be used to make more sand. It can be converted to sand, or it can be used in combination with clay to make some foundation and footer walls and stuff. So, and then the topaz are used. Topaz is used in jewel crafting. And then the citrine is basically a mineral that will be used for some of the crafting and stuff. So there you go. Here's flax. Flax is used to make linen string. Weight is not an issue. What is an issue is slots. Um, how many slots do you have in your thing here, which you can carry, including your action. This is, I guess you can kind of call this an action bar. You can carry 40 things. Some stuff has different stacks. Sand and nice will stack to like 100. I think charcoal stacks to 100 or 200. Hooves stack to 20. Leather stacks to 20. So they're basically, you're limited on inventory slots is your limitation for what, how much you can carry and stuff. So yeah, see, here's some lily of the valley that you would use for alchemy. Inventory currently is not able to be increased. They just did a Q&A on Friday, and one of the hot button, there's mustard, one of the hot button topics that has been going on, there are no mounts in the game, so you spend a lot of time running from one area to the other, and people, they talked a whole lot about wanting mounts in the game, and people thought having mounts would be able to get places faster. Well, one of the things they introduced back in the spring was it's a miracle for teleporting, and I'll show you to you here in a second. So we look at the map. So this is the province of Inisgalia. There are 4 provinces per server. North America has 1 server. Europe has 1 server. Asia has 1 server. So in each province, there are 10 home valleys, which are kind of, they're basically the starter zones, right? So you can see that there's these kind of grayed out little tokens, and then I have these here. So the one with the circle, that means that's my home shrine. That's where I can use a ability to teleport home, basically, or to my home valley. These are shrines that you can resurrect at. These are ones that you can teleport and where you come at into the game and stuff. When you create your character, you'll be asked to pick you pick a server, you'll pick a province, and then you'll pick a valley, and that's where you come into the game. So once you've discovered a zone, like this is knowns, I can use what is called grace. It's a currency up here, and you get so much grace every day by logging in, and you can buy grace with gold. So you can use grace to travel to those places and stuff that you've been to. So currently I'm on my way up to Tricassus. I want to look at what they have for markets and stuff, as far as like, maybe they have some better tools and stuff that I can buy. Morvan is a very underpopulated zone or valley currently, so there's not a whole lot going on there. So there's not much in the markets currently. So I'm hoping Tricassus, the last time I came through there on another tune, it was a little more populated. So I'm hoping there's more stuff there. And so I'm going to go to this shrine, get that waypoint, and while I'm there, also look and see what they have for sale and stuff. So that's my current plan of attack. Oh, horses. Um, Sorry, I got sidetracked. Um, Horses. The developers have talked about using horses as a means to increase your carry inventory. Um, so we don't know what's going on with that right now. That's the first time that they've actually mentioned that in regards to horses. Um, they've talked about horses off and on, coming to the game and stuff, but this was the first time that they had kind of dropped that tidbit about them being more for um, uh, storage than anything. So here's some NPCs. This is a smaller camp um, with higher level stuff. So I don't know how hard that fight will be. Need to see if I can find a guy that's a little more isolated that I can pull off to the side somehow. I'm afraid if I pull him, I'm going to pull him and his buddies. Oops. There we go. Oh, so picking up tallow unlocked a recipe for me. Now you'll notice that I'm kind of keeping my head on a swivel because, yeah, this is a home valley, but there are things like dire wolves and stuff that will eat me really quick. So, yeah, we're talking like, 15, 1600s maybe, before, uh, so, and they've got a good set of lore and stuff that goes with the stories and stuff. So it's been um, there's been some good stories and stuff about how the world operates and stuff. So um, if I had my way, I think one of the things I would like to do is to have like a mule and cart, and basically I would just travel from like one valley to another as a tinker and have the ability to like uh sell parts and uh you know repair items and stuff like that. I mean, you can repair one thing I'll show you is you can see my chest piece, it has durability and lifetime. So as you take damage, your durability on your equipment will go down lower and lower and lower, and you'll actually um, see the gear uh, start breaking down as it takes more and more damage. Um, and then you can go to a crafting table and do a repair on the item. And when you repair, the durability is restored at the cost of the lifetime. So, um, and if you when you're looking at stuff, you'll see that like the lifetime is usually like 2 to 3 times this the durability. So you get like 1 or 2 full repairs on a piece of equipment before it's basically like completely shot. So currently, right now, weapons eat up a whole lot on durability and stuff. Armor's not too bad, um, but they plan on making some adjustments to that to even it out a little bit more. So it's part of their philosophy on basically it's kind of like the wheel for crafting is like you gather materials, you craft the item, and then the item eventually breaks down and gets destroyed, and then you just kind of keep going over and over again. So the idea is to keep people who want to just be crafters in the game, keep them having something to do. So so we're pretty close to the shrine. So one thing I can do real quick, since I'm here, I can look at the market and see what they have. You can go in and sort for what you're looking for. So I have bronze. What I'm looking for is hopefully for some iron stuff. Okay, we got some iron skinning knives. Really need an iron pick. More skinning knives. Looks like I'm out of luck. I can get a skinning knife. That's about all I can do. So, but there's more valleys in the area, and I could always, if there's people here, I could always ask out in chat. It's like, hey, if can I have someone? How much would it cost for someone to make me a iron pickaxe or an iron chopping axe? So you can see, it's a kind of a pretty decently developed area. It looks like over there on that hill somewhere is the shrine. So I need to get over there. So we'll go around the lake this way. So excuse me while I check my phone. I got somebody blowing my messages up. There's some Inquisition guys. A lot of people like to build around the water and stuff. It seems to be a pretty common occurrence. Oops. Yeah, I could do that. Um, what I'm trying to do is kind of mimic, like, if I was on my own playing by myself with no access to stuff, um, you know, how would that be? This is something that they just added to the game, is the ability to have crafting stations and storage at the Petras, which are based the Petra. When we talk about Petras, the Petras are basically where you come into the game. So there's actually storage there. If you don't have a plot of your own, um, then or a plot with so RP, yeah, it's kind of I'm kind of RPing in a way. It's it's a little bit of different kind of stuff. I'm also kind of strategizing so that when the game finally gets released this year, like with me and my clan, it's going to be like, how difficult is it going to be? Because so I've been like the main character that I have, he's been in the game since early access, which was June of last year, and all the crafting recipes have changed. You know, there's all these changes to this, that, and the other. So I'm a little out of touch, to say the least, on the leveling experience. Um, so this was a way for me to like get a kind of a grip on how leveling goes early on in the game and stuff, because so many of the recipes changed. There's a lot of interdependency, um, not as much early on. Now it used to be like crazy, like you like everything would require, like, oh, you need something from a tailor, something from a leatherworking, something from a blacksmith. You know, carpenter had to throw something in there as well, and it was just crazy. So now they've kind of streamlined the early stuff, so it's not as rough. But as you get higher and higher level, the crafting recipes get way more intense, and there's a lot more pieces and stuff. So so yeah, I could totally, my main is, he's so like right now the level cap for all of his skills and stuff are like 40. Well, the majority of his crafting skills are like 35 or higher. So yeah, I could totally make my own gear if I wanted to. This is just me trying to figure out how everything works. So yeah, when you come into the game, you're going to come into an area like this, and you can see they have some of the tools and stuff all around for you. Um, there's this little box. This is the Petra Day. Um, this has storage, and the cool thing is, um, you can, like, every Petra in every valley, you have storage there, so you can always get to that whenever you are in the neighborhood, basically. So, um, but yeah, so yeah, there's a spinning wheel. There's the tailor table, uh, armor, weaponsmithing. Could have sworn I just saw something go over my head. So, so you can see there's a lot of, different kinds of builds. Somebody's got a really nice. We'll go down and take a look at that one. That's really nice looking down there. Someone's got a really nice build. It's odd. You run across stuff. There's another nice one over there. There's stuff like this where somebody has just thrown a plot down. They've thrown some stone, some chests, and a couple odds and ends, and that's all they've got down. And then you have stuff like that. You know, and I'm not throwing shade at the other guys and stuff. It's just some people take a lot of time to really do some pretty awesome builds. So, and let me. So there's a fly mode if you're in Valley. So if I hit F7, I can kind of do an aerial view of what things look like, so you can see like what they've built. You know, these folks, they went in and they put, I can't tell if those are braziers or maybe cooking fires down, and then they basically put um they you have the ability to free place stuff, so they've free placed some short rough beams to make it look like a big fire, like a big fire pit. And then, you know, they've got a cook fire over there to make it look like a barbecue. You know, they've put chairs down, flower pots, some tables. Um, so, so yeah, the building in this game is just amazing. Um, if you're interested in the building stuff, I would go to the official Discord website and log in there, and you'll see somewhere in there is a like a screenshots. I think there's a screenshots, and maybe there's a building channel, and people have just like they screenshot and they're all their stuff in there, and it's some of the stuff they make. Some people are just freaking amazing. We ran across a build. It was me and some clan mates last week. Yeah, like check this place out. Look at this. This is amazing. These gazebos and stuff that they've built is just freaking phenomenal. Let's do the fly mode again and get a idea for what they've built here. So they've built around this little fork of the river, basically. Or no, this is just a little pond, little lake area. They've built a water wheel. That's all like just pieces that they've put together to make it work. So, you know, you can see that they are working on a walkway all the way around. That's amazing. So yeah, you'll find some really awesome stuff. We have some friends that are in a zone, I think it's north of here, or maybe it's 2 zones north, and they've built some, it's just ginormous. And there's like some of the RP clans that are in game, they've built like just giant cities and stuff in some of these zones. It's, you know, just amazing. You know, it's people taking, you know, just letting their imagination run crazy. So how many plots is that? Hold on, I'll tell you. One little trick that you can do. Let me. All right, I got some nice. I need a couple sticks. Let me find a couple sticks for a hammer. Up, I see over here. So if I grab this and craft myself a construction hammer, and you'll use the construction hammer to build stuff like walls and this, that, and the other, or placing furniture and that stuff. So you'll use that. So if I go back to this and equip my hammer, and you can see the glow of all the plots and stuff. Well, if I hit F7 again and go back into fly mode and go up and then look down, so you can see, you know, there's 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4. So for maybe 30 or so plots. They may have some stuff in the water that I can't see. So you know, this is either one person who is crazy about the game and and bought a bunch of accounts, or it's a couple people who have bought several accounts together, or like a clan that is working together. And if we go down, we should be able to see the names of the players. Usul. I can't. Melicentia. Julian. Mogravar. Melicentia. So it looks like Orpolis. Looks like it's probably maybe 5 or 6 people that have bought several plots. So yeah. So we'll go down and explore it on foot so we can see stuff on the ground level. They've added in some free chests. People like to do this. They put stuff out just as a they've got a little vineyard going on here. Ah, look at that. So those little stars are basically wooden pillars, and they've put them in and rotated them in place. So that's 2 pillars to make that 8-sided or the 8-pointed star. Oh, look at that little bridge. That is amazing. I want to get a screenshot of this because I'm sure some of the folks in my clan would be just amazed. So give me just a second. Am I stuck in the game? Oh, there it is. My clan has a we call it our house our house inspo channel, where we post pictures of stuff that we find while we're out and about exploring and stuff to use as inspirational things as we're running about. So this is pretty awesome. Well, I've only got a couple more minutes left before it's dinner time. Do you have any more questions, bud? I can try to answer stuff for you. I don't know if I wouldn't. I see that there are 3 choices of the game for purchase. That's right. There is a one plot version of the game, there's a two plot version of the game, and there's a four plot version of the game. So I would read up on the monetization of the game. So this has caused a lot of people some serious heartburn. So what's going to happen is you're buying the game in early access. So that gives you the game for early access and when it goes release. And however many plots you buy, you have those plots during early access. When the game is released, what is for dinner? I have no idea what's going to be for dinner. Um, I I may be having peanut butter cookies. I don't know. I've got stuff in there. I'm not like very hungry, but I'm parched as hell right now from talking for 2 hours straight. So if anything, I'm going to have several glasses of water. Um, but yeah, I do have some barbecue in there, so I may throw some barbecue on some rolls. So we'll see. I'm not sure. Haven't decided yet. It may be pizza rolls. I it's whatever I feel like. It's the bachelor's life. So back to the plots. So when the game goes live, you're going to get 1 month of premium access, and a number of plot tokens, so however many plots that you purchase during early access. So if you buy the one plot version, you get one plot token. That plot token is good for 1 year, and you use the token to access a plot, to basically be able to put a plot down. Now, if you do the subscription for the game, every month you'll get a number of tokens to however many you subscribe to, and you'll use those tokens to keep your plots active, and everything that you build on your plots will be there. When the subscription runs out and you're out of tokens, you're after a couple of days, they haven't said what the grace period is, but after a certain amount, maybe a week, 2 weeks, or whatever, your plot will be frozen, so nobody can take anything out. Nothing can be built on it and all that. And then after a period of time after that, everything in your plot will be packaged up, and it will be put into let me hit this real quick. Oop. Tab. You'll get this. Oh, I'm not on my plot. You'll have this thing called the redeeming queue, and all of your stuff, basically everything gets repoed and put into your redeeming queue. It's not like it's repoed and the bank takes off and sells all your crap. It gets repoed and put into a storage unit that is yours to access when you decide to come back to the game. So that's what happens. A lot of people got their knickers in a twist because they bought in on the game and didn't think that there was going to be anything. Like, they basically thought, if I buy the game, I have the plots and all that stuff forever and stuff. And when it was clearly, pointed out at the beginning that that's not how things were going to be. So, and there's been a lot of discussions back and forth between everybody. Yeah, the review bombs, gosh, people are petty. So, at any rate, the best thing you can do is, catch streams like this, watch people's videos and stuff. There's a lot of people that stream. Well, I shouldn't say there's a lot of people. There are a few people that stream every day. I stream, so the cost of the subs, let me go to the website real quick and I will tell you what that is. One play packs. No, where's that at? That was under news, wasn't it? Somewhere there's the monetization, fan codex, patch notes, redeemers. That is I'm totally missing it somewhere. It is in this monetization after early access. There it is. So if you go to playpaxday.com, there's a whole big article about it. And of course, it's not listed there either. It's like $6.99 for one plot, $12.99 for two plots, and $18.99 for four plots a month. And I don't know why I can't find it. That really annoys me. Maybe it's on the Discord. It probably is on the Discord. I could probably find it quicker there than I can anywhere else. I spend way too much time on the Discord. I shouldn't say that. Notifications. Okay, here we go. It's $6.99 for one plot. That's premium plus one plot. $10.99 for premium plus two plots, and $18.99 for premium plus four plots. Premium, you can see this up here. They threw this in for as part of testing so people could see what premium looks like. So with premium, you get 50% XP boost from PvE, crafting, and harvesting. So that basically your skills will go faster. You get 50% additional grace when you log in every day. So before, when you logged in every day, you got 10 grace every day, just flat. Just for logging in, you got 10. Right now, I log in and I get 15. And then there's a 50% grace boost from gold offering. So if I go to my grace wheel here, I can buy additional grace. And you can see, like, for 35 gold, I should get 30 grace, but I'm actually getting 45. And grace is used to do the teleport to the different zones that you've reached. It also has some stuff for crafting. You can see here it costs 10 grace, and I can get +1 level of weaponsmith blacksmithing, armorsmith blacksmithing, winemaking, brewing, tailoring. What that does is it treats you as if you were one level higher whenever you're trying to make something, so it makes it easier to get a success. So that's what grace is used for crafting. For gathering, you'll get I think it's a 25% craft gathering bonus. So like if I go out and mine, I will get like 25% more tin, copper, stone, whatever I'm mining and stuff. There's one for skinning, so you get additional hides. If I'm wood cutting, I get more wood per every time I cut down a tree. And then the forage yield, it's actually a really broad thing. It can do anything you pick up off the ground. So clay, it will do like all the herbs and stuff that you pick up off the ground, flax, cotton, all those things. You'll see an increased yield whenever you're doing that stuff. So that's what you're using grace for currently. So I for what you're getting, I don't think, me personally, I don't think the subs are that bad. One thing I hope they'll offer at some point is an extended sub cost. So like if I want to buy like 6 months of a subscription, I get like maybe like knock 10% off the cost. They haven't said anything about doing that yet, so but anything else? So we visited Tricassus. for supper. If I decide to purchase this, any advice on what I should concentrate on as a new player? Um, get used to the combat, uh, leveling, the different pieces. Um, take your time, explore. This game, I mean, you've seen it. This game is freaking beautiful. Get out there and look at the world. Um, make friends. Friends are going to be very beneficial in this game, even if you don't have a clan. Even if you decide, I don't want a clan, I don't want to be a part of a clan, I want to do solo gig. Um, make friends so that whenever you do need a hand, um, you know, you have someone to lean on, you have someone to trade with. You know, learn learn about the different crafts and stuff. Um, you know, I don't know that there's one thing that you should focus on. Uh, well, I do know one thing to focus on: having fun. That is, this is a game. It should be enjoyed. Don't look at it as a job. Don't look at it as work. Um, have fun, pace yourself. This is not a game that you're going to sprint with. I guarantee you the leveling, uh it is going to take you a good time to get to from bronze to like if you decide you want to be, I want to be the best armor smith in the game, right? You're in for a ride because it's going to take you a while to get there. This is not going to be a, you know, in 1 week I've gone from bronze uh to steel. You're going to be lucky to go from bronze to iron in a week without burning yourself out. So keep that in mind. Too many people have burnt themselves out in this game, trying to power level things, and this is not a power level game. This is a uh, sustained burn kind of thing. So I'll give you that. Um, when you do come to the game, if you're on a North American server, look us up. My name's Nos in game. Um, Jacopo is he's my alt, but Nos is my oh, my sound is cutting out. Sorry. The AC's running in the background, so that may be part of the noise gate may be cutting me off. That and my voice is starting to go too. Um, excuse me. If like I said, if you're on North America, yeah, NAS. And I have if you check my Twitch channel out, you'll also see my YouTube channel. I have a lot of content videos regarding stuff Pax Day. My channel is all Pax Day. There, you're not going to find anything else, any other games on there. So anything you want to know about Pax Day, that is the place to hit up and stuff. And like I said, if you get in game, hit me up. You can ask questions if I'm around. If you need equipment, hit me up. I'm I like helping people. And I'm not just saying that to be whatever. I thoroughly enjoy this game, and I want people to enjoy this game as well. So I am going to I'll bend over backwards to try to make sure that people enjoy this game. So, but for that, I am going to, I'm going to Petra home back to, I don't even remember what valley I'm in. But, I play every day. Even even with everyone else kind of being a bunch of slackers, uh, I still play every day. Even if I'm just like running about, I may be on this character streaming, um, some stuff, or I'm on the other character doing gathering, or somebody's hit me up and wants something made, and I do a lot of commission work for crafting and stuff. So, oh, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Um, so yeah, I'm on pretty much every evening, usually after 7 p.m. Eastern. um, some days I'm a little late getting on, but I'm unless I'm out of town, I'm usually on or sick. That's pretty much the only times I've actually missed days from this game. So, um, but at any rate, I'm going to bail and find something to eat and possibly something to drink. Definitely something to drink because I feel like I've been swallowing chalk for a while. So, um, you guys have a great night. Thank you for joining the stream. Thank you for chatting. Um, if you couldn't tell, I love talking about this game. So, I really can't shut up about it. So there's that. So you guys have a great night. I'll be back around 8ish or so on my main. I don't know what we're doing yet. I think we're going to try to get Aaron a couple tokens for his stupid shield that we have not been able to find yet. Um, so we'll be doing something with that. So until then, you guys have a good night. Be nice.